Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In contact with the elevated rug, but I thought I'd call a pro and ask.
Well, we may be fresh out of pros, but I'll take a stab at it.
Okay.
So the bottom line is cutting. So you've got a residential application, and you want a sweep on there to probably retard the transmission of sound. You've got when the door goes from.
I'm sorry, not really. It's in a foyer area, and so what I want to do is block out the cold in the winter time, but I don't want to remove the rug.
Right, of course. So when you go to open that door, anything that's hanging off the bottom of the door is going to make contact with the rug where you wipe your feet and you don't slip and all that other good stuff. So it turns out that there is a product that is perfectly suited for this application, and we call them automatic door bottoms. The way that they work, and just stop me if you already know.
No, please continue.
Okay. So when you have the door, say 10 degree ajar, and you push it closed, it's that last 10 degree or so that will force the seal to drop down. So every time you open the door, the seal snaps back up into the housing, allowing you to clear your rug or your disparate floor condition, whatever it might be.
Ooh, I'm starting to fall in love with you.
Oh, I know. I have that effect. I have that effect.
But yeah,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, and you can spend anywhere from the mid $30 on these, and you could go up to $130 on these. The one that I would use would probably be about $100. The one that most people would use would be about $50. The advantage of the one I would use is that it would be more effective at sealing. The disadvantage is it's more expensive, obviously, but it's a much larger piece of equipment. So I think something in that $50 range works for a lot of people. It's surface mounted. It's easy to install. And however, it does mount generally only on the push side of the door. So that's where you would have to mount that. You wouldn't have to, but that's where they go. So if your door swung out, then we'd have to do something. We'd have to add something to it.
No, that works.
Sure. So the next
question. You want to give me like a product number or a link or something? Because I am on Architectural Builder Supply.
Yeah, let me pull something up. Okay. 41. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this.
Where are you folks located?
I'm in Southern Florida.
Okay.
So in the search box, type in, if you would, 4131. Then the letters CRL, as in Charlie, Romeo, Lima.
Yep.
Hit the space bar once, and then enter the number 36 and click that funky magnifying glass.
Okay.
So click on the first item. That's something to review. There's a video there of it if you want to see it more elegantly, I suppose. And then there's going to be variations on that. Let's see. In terms of cost, you could also look at the S3A. No. SA3. Yes. The next part number would be SA3 Sierra Alpha 3. That's a more moderate cost. And actually the $30 thing, I was thinking pre-COVID price increases. So everything's just more expensive. That 4131 is going to be industry standard. You're going to see that in lots of places, both commercial and residential. If you say to yourself, well, that's great, but let me take a look at the Cadillac. The Caddy would be a 365 AA as an alpha. That'd be the Cadillac. That's the one I would
And the last
using.
one, I'm sorry, was SA3, C as in Charlie, A3?
No, I was babbling. It's just SA3 as in Sierra Alpha 3. So SA3, the SA3 is entry level. The 4131 would be mid grade, and then the third one is a 365 Alpha Alpha. That's top of the line.
Okay. Okay.
They do matter. The one thing I want to mention is every time you open the door, that drop housing is going to snap back up. There is an audible sound that makes. If I sell 10,000 of these, one person finds it absurdly offensive to hear that sound, and forget the fact that we're now able to actually seal the door. So be mindful when you open that door. You'll if you're listening for it, you'll hear that sound of it snapping back up. The 365 AA with the anti-squeak rubber in it substantially muffles that sound. It still gives off acoustical energy, but it's a lot quieter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's going to be the sound of keeping warmth in the house. I don't see what's offensive about that.
Yeah. And when it was brought up to me about 25 years ago, I said to myself, really? Does it really make that sound? And then I walked up to a door that I had installed one on, and I said, oh, it actually does. I get that. So now, for the last 2.5 decades, I mention it.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. And if I like one of these, I presume I just order online, or do I call back, or does it matter? Either way.
Dealer's choice. It comes back the same way. I encourage the phone. I think it's easier for clients just to dictate and we type.
Okay. And then are all of these products trimmable to the width of the door?
As long as the width of the door is not more than 4 inches shorter than 36 inch.
Okay, they come in 36.
Yeah, so the part number I gave you, all three of those, I have those on the shelf ready to ship. You are going to need for sure to cut them, for sure.
All right. Let me make sure that it's not smaller than 32.
Well, what I'm driving at is if time is not of the essence and it's not shorter than 32, indicate in the comment field the net length you want us to make that at and let the factory cut it. And the way you determine, and if you want, I can tell you how to measure for that.
Well, it's 32 exactly. I just measured it.
So the actual door width doesn't matter itself. And I can tell you, knowing if you told me it's a 32-inch door, I now know that none of the ones I have in stock will work because you can't trim them that far. Because where you measure for this is first unlock the door, then stand on the push side of the door and close the door.
Oh, I see. So then it's the width of the door minus trim.
Exactly. So you measure between the stops, down on the floor, on top of the threshold, measure between the stops and deduct 1/8 of an inch, and that's the net size you tell us to make it to. And the advantage of that is you don't run the risk of damaging anything. You don't run the risk of not having a good saw, whatever. The factory makes it. It's perfect. It works the way it's supposed to. You just got to wait for them to do it. It's probably 2 or 3 weeks.
All right. So it's 31 actually with trim. That makes sense. So I need to order a 30.
In 7/8, it sounds like.
7/8. 30 and 7/8.
If it's 31 between the stops, it would then be 30 and 7/8.
All right. And is there a surcharge for, factory produced versus on the shelf in stock?
No. They've got to make that material from components anyway. It just doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, let me check out some videos and do some reading and just call you back if that's all right.
It is all right. My name is Richard. I may not be here when you call back if it was today because I'm running to a job site. I'll be here tomorrow morning from about 8 until 1:30 Eastern. So there you go. Otherwise, obviously, Monday.
Thank you, Richard. I appreciate your help. My name is Beth, and I'm calling from Denver, Colorado.
Awesome. Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.